So this week, we're gonna be working on shop organization. I know you love seeing my bowls that I turn, but I gotta get this mess behind me cleaned up. I was planning on making this little piece that would basically just work around and cover this. Let me turn the camera so you can see a little bit better. So it was originally just gonna build a small table that this mess would just slide up underneath, give me some working space above it, and a wall behind it up here to store my longer lathe tools right here, like this Carter & Son half-inch bowl gouge. I was gonna unscrew this little mount that I keep my carbides on, and I'm working into that build as well. But I saw this video from Travis over at Shop Nation. He did this whole video on shop greatness. I'll throw a link to it below, and it got me thinking, what do I really want out of my shop? And what look do I want it to have? You know, he talked about function, form, and does it do something better? He really put a lot of thought into that video, and it got me thinking, this piece needs to do more than just hold lathe tools. One of the things I am buying here in the next few months is a Tormek sharpening system. So that new piece is going to become a sharpening station as well. And I'll make up a triangular setup around the lathe, the workstation, and the sharpening station for things to go along. So last year I made my wife this large rolling cart thing that she was supposed to use in her craft room. She didn't like it, so I ended up taking it apart, and I am recycling the 3/4 inch plywood from that piece to use for the top for this stand that I'm working on. After I got all that glue scraped up, it still needed a good sanding to get this to be actually usable. So I'm using my little handheld belt sander here at 80 grit just to go over this and make it nice and smooth. Earlier you saw my son rip this down to 15 inches. Now I'm using my crosscut sled to rip it down to final width of 48 inches. Next, I'm going to cut down some 2x4s to build out the frame and legs for the workstation. These are 37 inches, 9 inches, and 48 inches, respectively. persuasion. Need persuasion. I decided to go with the French cleat wall here, and I picked these up from my good friend Chris Burton over at A Glimpse Inside. If you haven't checked out his channel, you should. He's like the king of plywood and French cleats. I'll leave a link to his channel below. For installation of your cleats, Chris recommends a 10-inch spacing in between, so I measure that out and then get the next row level, and I continue that all the way down. There you have it. I think it turned out great. Built this today, added a cleat to this. This came out way better than I expected. I like the cleats. Future projects include something to hold my chucks. This has got expansion for a couple of more of these Carter and Son gouges. I'm gonna get a 5/8 and a scraper probably, so they'll fit in there and there. That's a 1/2 inch, like I said at the beginning. The other thing I had to do in this build series is reorganize this mess. I want to put vertical slats in down here so this stuff can get organized. I got to build a caddy for my glue, alcohol, calipers. So I think that'll fill up the remainder of here. This wall. There is room off to the side, as you can see here, about 1 foot of space. I'll actually put it down to this side. And I can build drawers in once I get the the sharpening system, I'll build out custom stuff to fit. Anyways, thanks a lot. I appreciate you guys coming along here, and have a great week.